Welcome back to episode 25 of Aftermath that didn't start with so just to annoy Vom. Where we left off, the group had found themselves inside a small town called Kirkton on the edges of Ezith, far beyond the edges of sort of civilization. And you have gone through, talked to a few people, smoked a lot of drugs, as this party suspiciously tends to do. Jack, feeling somewhat queasy after experiencing some extremely strange effects of the Great Device, which basically just involved gravity and three-dimensional space not entirely working, decided to take a little bit of time off and has headed up towards the farmer, hearing that the guy sells medicines and other such things that might aid one in their recovery.
And then calming down.
That too. Around the same time, after a few investigations, meeting Gref, the who owns the store, Zua, who owns the blacksmith and smoking lots of drugs with her, and Brawl, who owns the tanner shop called The Rack, who definitely just got divorced, is shorter than Pandal and wears stilts. You guys have decided that you should, or have been, not decided, you have been sort of told that maybe a good person to talk to would be Iron's son, who owns the farm nearby, as apparently he might know something. And I realise I'm missing half my notes. Give me a moment while I open them. 'Cause I'm smart like that.
Give me a moment
Of
while I
course
write
you
them.
are.
No, I
Before
just
we
need
go
to... There we
anywhere
go.
near this farmer, why did I say? I don't even have a good excuse. Felix is going to have everyone stop and just kind of do basically a drug test. Like he wants to try and see if everyone is clear of mind. Just basic how many fingers am I holding up? Walk on one foot for me. That sort of stuff.
Ooh, that's not gonna end well.
He expects the dwarf to fail.
Felix,
Okay.
go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Does
Yeah,
anyone
sure.
actually do it? That's the question.
That is...
Do I roll performance or deception to troll the hell out of this?
what are you trying to do?
Play high?
Performance.
Never said that wasn't
Oh my
good at
God.
all.
Oh my god!
That is impressive, I'll be honest.
Welcome to single digits D&D.
Welcome to making
You're now
people roll
rolling
before the session.
D5s or D6s instead of actual dice.
I'm proud of you guys. Okay, so... Yeah, Felix. Sarah attempts very badly to act like she's on a lot of drugs, and overdoes it to the extreme. It's quite obvious she's faking it.
Okay, so does anybody have? Okay, I'm gonna need you guys to hold down Sarah. Does anybody have a stick? I'm gonna need to shove it down her throat and hit her urethra so that way she gags.
What?
I'm going to make her throw up. Sauriv,
don't
hold her
think-
down. I'm gonna make her throw up.
I don't
that way she
think
can
the
get the stuff out of her
urethra is the bit
system.
you think it is, Felix.
No, it's nothing. Sauriv, hold her down for me, please.
Oh. Is this gonna help?
This
Yes,
isn't
yes, it is. It's
medically-
gonna get all the nasty stuff out of her stomach.
the
Oh,
urethra
alright
isn't
then.
the bit you think it is, Felix. I promise. Hitting it's not going to do anything.
I know.
I'm going to try and hold her
I
down.
run away.
Make a
Just
make a
dart
grapple check.
Okay.
So Reeve can outrun you, so...
Yup. Is that athletics? I believe it is.
athletics, I believe, for you, and athletics or acrobatics for Sarah.
For me.
That's
Oh,
Funny.
good. The first...
That's even a bad.
Good.
Good sign.
In your
Let's
efforts...
get all the bad dice out of the way.
In your efforts to continue to attempt to appear drunk, you sort of stumble away for a moment, then realise Sauriv is actually coming for you, and by the time you attempt to move, you get about approximately 2 steps before large scaled hands grab your shoulders.
All right. I got
No,
this.
no, won't hurt that much.
Nope. What? What you said?
Hold on.
That's
I'm just gonna need you to hold your mouth open, and I'm just gonna like come up and hold her jaw open.
Yeah, no, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Can you even get the verbal components out if I have my hands in your mouth or whatever? You know?
I'm doing that before your hands are in my mouth, mate.
As you
Fair
approach,
enough.
yeah. Yeah, as you approach, Sarah just whoop into a cloud of mist and sort of across 30
you
feet
know
away
what?
somewhere.
This is a forest. I'm gonna try and disappear entirely.
We're in the bar.
We're in the bar.
You're in the
We're in the
bar.
We're in the
still?
bar.
Yeah, that's where you guys met up.
Was the window open?
Well, it's line of sight, so it doesn't matter.
Hide under a table. Teleport under a table.
If you guys, does 20 beat everyone's passive perception?
Yeah, it beats my
Quite
passive.
thoroughly.
Yeah.
Maybe not my hearing. Let's see, perception.
What's your passive?
I don't. It's just two bonus. Passive is 17.
Passive perception 17. If your yes, because you have advantage on hearing, that adds 5 to your passive, so that doesn't beat it. So Sarah, where are you
Wait,
teleporting?
It doesn't.
Mm-mm.
No,
Outside, and I'm gonna start.
It adds
sneaking
5 to my
away.
proficient hearing. You said.
no, it
No,
adds
to your
5 to your
passive,
passive. Only your passive. You get advantage on the roll. Gives you, if you have advantage on the roll, you would have a +5 to your passive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's already in my passive perception thing. Possibly.
Yes.
Probably not, because most of the time you don't note
Well-
it down. Because do you have it or not? You don't
Depends, what's
usually
your-
have advantage
Oh.
on the roll. You see.
17 is without the 5 then.
Yes, and then you add 5, I think.
Yeah.
I will
So that will
just
beat it.
check for you, but yes,
The
I'm pretty
hearing.
certain. Your wisdom's above like 2. Oh my god, I have a million character sheets open. I've got so many they've stuck together.
17 just needs to be like 3 with proficiency for
2
our
plus
level,
4
I think.
plus... Yeah, absolutely. That's impressive. Somehow you've managed to get an odd number out of adding a bunch of even numbers together. You have okay, so you have a wisdom of +2. You have a +4 proficiency bonus, so that should be
Yeah.
10 plus 6, right?
Yeah.
Why do you have a passive perception of 17?
I don't know.
16
Magic
plus
item, maybe?
5,
Yeah, so
it boosts it
magic.
ananyway.
The profi. Oh no, they're level 9.
Yeah, let me go ahead and just check through something. My notes. But yes, that beats it. You hear the clunk and some footsteps quietly outside as Sarah poofs through a window. And
I just
disappears
messaged
off.
Felix. She's outside.
But he's right there with
I
you.
respond, let her run.
Okay.
So, since she's decided to embrace her life as a drug-fueled addict, Sauriv, are you good? Clear in the head?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm
All
almost-
right. I'm going to need you to keep an eye on Pandal. Apparently, we can't trust him around this sort of stuff.
Don't know what you're talking about.
How many times have you caused horrible things to occur with drugs?
I haven't caused anything. They've only done good things for me. Help you focus. They
Last
can't-
I heard, somebody died the last time you messed with drugs, or something bad happened.
Last time I messed with drugs, I got high. I don't know what fucking drugs you're smoking, mate.
I looked to Sauriv, just like a... Really? Sort of look.
Well, a unicorn broke a door.
I didn't smoke those drugs. That was you. That was me.
I mean, but
Yeah,
that, that's
yeah,
about it.
Actually, it was Akane, but Felix doesn't know that.
I didn't cause the unicorn. I think.
No, sorry.
Wait, you smoke drugs?
I
Oh, god damn it, I say, just like rubbing my forehead.
mean, only once, never again.
It's just
Hey, it
it's-
wasn't that bad. But
I'll be right back,
they did.
guys.
They weren't like smoky ones. They were little snotty ones. I don't know. Went up your nose.
Naughty ones. You were doing good.
Oh my
Oh, I
god. I say, just like rubbing my hands through my hair, very exacerbated. Can you guys just not take the drugs? Especially when we're in the middle of a job?
This was we were infiltrating, like...
No. You were using any excuse to allow your bad habits to come out.
I think you're assuming way more about me than you know, and you should stop that.
I think I should maybe be rethinking my. I'm starting to think I should maybe be rethinking my employment.
I think maybe you need to have a little fun, you know, drugs and that.
We're on a job in the middle of a town with a goddamn cult.
Yeah, and we managed to look into the kidnapped girl's room because we befriended a lady by giving her nice drugs.
I just no.
Oh, that's what. Anyway, we should probably go to the man who sells the nice drugs. Apparently, he saw something.
You don't add your proficiency to your passive if you're not proficient in perception, right?
No.
Yeah, obviously not.
How the fuck is your base passive perception 15?
It's 17 even.
not-
I don't know.
No, it's 15.
Do you
Somehow
have a
you've...
Oh,
lord?
it's 50. Probably added the +5 from the...
Passive perception modifier, +5. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you have already. So it was 17, so you wouldn't have heard her.
No, you're doing that all the time
Oh
to
my God.
figure out
But you-
Akane's perception.
Yes, but nothing changes.
Nice.
Right.
No fair.
Go ahead and don't add that.
I mean,
Add it when?
she doesn't hear me?
No, she doesn't.
Or...
Holy fuck, my passive is only 12.
Yes. Yeah, I'll add a thing to you. So,
Wait, is she not proficient in perception?
she's not.
Alright, I thought she
Yep.
was, okay.
Ripperoni.
So, why is this... Are you closing this?
What's going on?
Sorry, I'm...
Character street nonsense.
Get yourselves
What?
organised down there.
Oh, apparently I was clicking the fucking perception button a couple of times, and apparently Yargon is doing something in my sheet.
Yes, I'm
Trying to
fixing.
fix
I'm
it.
trying to fix things. Okay, so... Sorry about that. What are you guys doing? What's the plan?
Going to Ion.
Okay, so...
Because I haven't actually got this written down, so if you could... He, like, saw the shady people who are around the youths. right?
No, I believe
Who's
that
the guy
was
who saw
Gref,
them?
the shop guy.
Oh, yeah, well, he said that, but he said... You might know something, right? I don't have... that written
Yes, he said that I might know something.
Right, okay,
Big
sorry
Rick.
about that. I was just checking.
He is... Ayung is the one who lost his wife recently, and people think he might be a little off his rocker, to put it like gently.
Yes, is nuts and farms weed.
That's the one.
That's what it's written down.
Yes. I've just accidentally opened Page Plus, so prepare for that to open on the wrong screen, never mind. Good Windows sounds. Okay.
Other than-
Praise
What's
the
the shit,
USB connector.
Not quite. It comes up with 7 pop-ups, so I can't close it. Sound. So, as you exit, you make your way off towards the farm, having taken a drink, perhaps, at the bar, and now thoroughly, potentially, clean of drugs-ish, or being Pandal. You head out of town some ways, following the road. There's only 2 roads that leave the town. One that goes down towards the river, which is the one you came up. There was no farm down there. You take the other one. It's not a big leap. You take the road, you follow a sort of dirt track that has grass in the middle as if carts come up and down regularly. You do see a number of fences with cows in them. And eventually you come across after about 10 minutes walk, I'd say, you come across a field of what appears to be cabbage. And then next to that, there is what looks to be some kind of farmhouse with the milk bucket
For
written
the
over the
record,
door.
I'm just
Next to
telling
that-
them. I'm not showing myself.
I,
Let's see how long I can keep this up.
where even are you?
What?
Behind them.
What happened? Sorry, I lost connection for
Okay.
a second there.
You will struggle to tail them. Actually, you're a ranger, aren't you?
Nothing to hide behind. Yeah, I am a ranger.
Are you the UA-based ranger, or are you a thingy-based ranger?
I'm a regular ranger.
Do you have the thing that means that you can move at full speed while stealth?
Hang on.
While traveling alone, you can move it for full speed while still.
Technically,
That's like for full traveling.
yeah, technically it's
Yeah.
whilst going for more than an hour, but I'd let it work in every situation that's not combat. Because if not, you are going to have a little difficulty trailing them, because they will move a lot faster than you if you're trying to stay quiet.
Do you know what that ability is called? Because
It's the same one. Oh god, it's the one that's like.
is it under Natural Explorer perchance?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, then it only works in my favorite terrain, which is grasslands and desert.
This is kind of neither of them. This would be, I guess,
Yeah.
rural, urban, and forest. So no.
Wait, would rural perhaps not count? I mean, think about
Grasslands
it.
and
If,
desert are very different to. Like that's massive open plains. That's the kind of the area that Korea is in at the moment.
okay, my apologies.
Yeah, it's kind of prairies and deserts, that kind of area. That's the word I was looking for. Right. Oh god, you're gonna be like Vex. So volcanoes is my favorite terrain, right? Because that's like mountain, and mountains have trees, and trees are forests. This is my favorite. It's like no, stop.
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to make it ridiculous.
Not you, him. I'm just memeing about
Oh,
Critical Role.
okay.
Don't worry about it. Okay, so you trail behind them. You do end up lagging behind a bit, but you sort of try and keep up as they
That's
arrive, and they're not
fine.
going 30 feet around. They're not running around. They're just sort of casually strolling. Yes.
Karen, am I there?
You are not there. You would be up at the farm, not sort of looking around. Say that you are talking to Iron. You've met the guy, and he is trying to convince you to do a bunch of drugs because you were you heard that he could help, sort of, with antidotes, queasy stomach, that kind of stuff, and he's just trying to convince you to do drugs. Weed. Which he calls lettuce, and it looks like lettuce, and he grows it like lettuce, and it actually is lettuce. He just, burns it and smokes it.
Yeah.
And he's this kind of crazy human guy, like the typical farmer, so it's all the sort of sun-worn and cracked skin, and like plaid shirt, this piece of straw
I've
outside
been
of his
around
mouth.
Pandal enough to say no.
Yeah, you're trying to like push him off, and he's very insistent that you should absolutely do lots of drugs. And as you're outside trying to basically trying to get away without being really rude, you see the rest of your party minus Sarah walking up.
Have I actually met Sarah before?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll leave it
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, we met in Korea.
You haven't met Coghammer. Coghammer's
You haven't met Coghammer. That's true. While Sarah is missing, there does appear to be a dwarf clad in pieces of junk metal. A very old-looking dwarf, clad in very old junk metal.
Technically, Jack was there, but Hex wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Kind of
true.
my question.
Yeah. Okay.
Jack was.
That's Coghammer. So.
I was waiting until they reached.
You arrive to meet this farmer. Sort of. Oh yes, you should absolutely try it. It's wonderful. It does wonders for your noggin. And he sort of taps you on the side of the head, kind of bonk bonk. It does wonders for your noggin.
No way.
No, you should try it. You should try it.
No.
it's
I've
great, you
already
should
tried
try.
other drugs.
It's not
It
drugs.
doesn't
It's
sit well
lettuce.
with me.
Can't you see it? It grows in my field. You should try it.
Yeah,
Only
but
one
it's
gold
also-
piece. I can get you 3.
Oh, Jack, there you are. What's
Hi,
going
save
on?
me.
Hello, Jack.
What's going on?
Drugs.
Hello there,
Not more
fantastic
damn
travellers. What are you here for? And he's got this kind of half lopsided grin, and you can see he's missing like half his teeth.
Not what you're selling.
Oh, I think you might be wrong there. You're looking for some lettuce, are you?
Real pushy.
As he
Look,
says
I've already
that,
had to deal
one
with
of it.
one chick giving out like us crazy amounts of drugs today.
Can
and
I-
I'm dealing with a second, dude.
As he says
Can I
that,
do?
his left eye is just slowly wandering off to the left, and then it snaps back and slowly
can I
begins to
do-
wander away.
Can I do a Star Wars and cast suggestion? You don't want to sell us drugs.
You can certainly try. Jesus Christ. Okay, what is that? A wisdom save?
Casting on the guy we need information from. You
I mean, I'm
absolute
just
loon.
suggesting him that he doesn't want to sell his drugs.
Oh god, this is gonna go
Go
so
home and
badly.
rethink your life.
Yeah, you want to
Okay,
go
that's
home.
fine.
That's exactly what I was aiming for. Ah!
Okay, what exactly do you say?
You don't want to sell his drugs. That's just, yeah.
He kind of looks at you and, I don't want to sell you that.
Wait, sorry, what there is?
I don't want to sell you no drugs. Arr. Oh, you're here for the cows! Do you want some milk? I can sell you some lovely milk.
We were actually here to ask about some youths.
He sort of looks at you a bit funny. Like, what youth?
Well, apparently there
I
were
don't
just
sell those.
there were just some youths around near the river a few days back.
He means children.
Youths? Yes, I know what children are.
He's old. He knows what youths are. They're dodgy. Youths.
I don't know. I don't go down by the river much. It's a sad
Oh,
place,
well-
you see.
River's sad. Why is the river sad?
It's a terrible place. Cursed it is.
The
Very
river's
sad.
cursed.
Yes.
Goes with what?
I can't tell you that. I'm not a wizard, you see. He sort of taps the side of his head. You can almost
how do you
hear
know
it
it's-
from there.
Cursed.
Because every time you go down there, there's spooky things happening, isn't there?
Is there?
Yes. Spooky
Yes.
things.
Yep, there are.
Indeed. See, there's a man that knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I just messaged the Pandal. This is what you're going to turn into someday if you can keep up on your path.
Oh, shut up. You're not my mum.
Yes, I'm not. Otherwise, I would have slapped you silly.
Get a message back going. Threat.
What's going on here? He sort of just pulls his ear forward as if kind of trying to hear. I'm getting a bit old, you see. I can't quite hear you. What are you saying there?
We were just saying we think you're right and that we think the river's cursed.
Yes, it is very cursed. Spooky things.
Do you think Sua's daughter might have been cursed and that's why she disappeared? Do you think?
Oh no, that was it was a mysterious disappearance in the night.
I see that sort
Not a
of
curse,
curse-like
that one.
thing.
No, that's not a curse.
How do you know that?
I have no idea. It's not a curse. Curses make things happen. They don't disappear.
Well, surely disappearing is a
But can
thing
a
that
curse
happens.
make someone disappear? Because that is something happening.
No, it's not. There's something not happening. They're no longer there. They're gone, aren't they?
I love this guy's logic.
This guy's amazing.
This guy's
It's making
a
sense to me.
Indeed, see, look at this man. He knows what he's talking about. Oh, I'm a fan of you, small man.
Hey,
Yes. Small and mighty, am I right? For the record, the guy's about
Okay,
5'3". He's small for a human.
It's
And he is hunched over as well, because he's getting old.
You don't know anything about.
Down by the river, no.
Okay, what about like in town? Any youths in town? Like a big group of them? Like you know how they like to congregate? It's like really dodgy. Any dodgy congregations you've noticed?
Congregations of the Jews? No, I don't know nothing of them. No. I mean, there are strange things
can I
happening.
insight that? I feel like he's part of a youth congregation.
You can absolutely try.
I swear, he just said congregation of the Jews.
Not when I was,
Oh my god!
not intentionally.
Curse me.
Uh,
Oh, Yargon, this is fucking amazing.
Hell yeah!
this guy definitely knows where youths congregate.
He defo knows.
Oh,
Defo, if you know what I mean. Yeah, he's got a field of cabbages that he needs to sell to people.
Yeah,
Parents
okay.
don't appreciate it.
Definitely sells you
Do any of us even need to roll to tell that at
Nope.
this point?
Oh well. Good anyway.
No, I've got no idea. Nope, none at all.
Okay, see that's interesting because I was actually looking for someone who's selling like. Okay, I was gonna make a salad and then like burn it, but I didn't want.
Cabbage salad, I know what
cabbage?
you're talking about. Speaking my
I was
language.
gonna
Yeah.
want You have lettuce.
Yeah, we talked to a group of people earlier, and we were asking them about some produce, and they said you were a great produce seller.
Yeah.
Lettuces!
Yeah.
As you're saying this, Sarah appears from, like, behind the house, with a flint and steel kind of awkwardly held in one hand, attempting to smack them together, with a rolled up sort of maple tree leaf in her hand, trying to light it.
What the fuck?
In her mouth.
Just
Oh my god.
trying to light it, which is going about as well as lighting leaves usually goes.
I don't know about salad, but do you sell lighters around here?
What
What
on earth
the-
are you doing?
Sarah?
Oh wow, she really is becoming an addict.
See, I told you, you're from the river, aren't you? You cursed, you made a thing appear. Things are happening. I know, I see through
That's
your
our friend
flaws.
Sarah.
I just spit the leaf out. What?
Oh, how's the person? Hello?
Hello? You okay, man?
You looking for cabbages?
No, I'm looking for lighters.
Yeah,
This is-
he doesn't want to sell us those though.
I don't have none of them. I've got a tinder box. Would you like it?
Pulls out a tinder box, just out of
Of
nowhere.
course he has a fucking tinder.
I hold up my flint and steel. I'm good, thanks.
I don't know what a lighter is. It sounds useful. What's it do?
Makes things less heavy.
It does so-
Oh, that's magic that I don't know about. None of that. I'm not a wizard, you see.
Taps on the side of his head.
It's a curse. Yeah,
Oh,
don't
I
go
wouldn't
near
want none of
places that
them.
dangerous. So and you're not selling any
Cabbages,
lettuce?
lettuce. Yes, I sell those. Right over there.
And he just gestures to the field that's just kind of growing there.
Ah,
There is, for the record, there appears to be a number of cows at the other end of the field, because one half of this field is sort of like a vegetable patch of just cabbages. And the other end of the field has some cows in it, and there is one that's just slowly grazing on a lettuce.
Does it? Is it? Oh, its eyes bloodshot as fuck.
All of the cows are.
Ah.
how much is some lettuce?
It depends, you see. Do you want the good stuff? I've got me two
Always.
types of lettuces, the big ones and the small ones.
Which ones are the better ones?
Well, the big
Like
ones,
the
of
tastier
course.
ones. The big ones. Oh, bigger and more flavourful. That's what-
Indeed they are. The better.
How much would a big lettuce cost me, and how long would it last? Would you say?
3 gold pieces for one. It depends what you're doing. A simple burn salad, and you'll only need 1 or 2
Will my,
leaves.
will my suggestion cause him not to sell to Pandal?
No, he just won't sell to you.
Just went so to yeah.
I did mention us.
She said us, so I don't know if it's. I'm kind of trying to push that
Yeah.
here. But like,
He might,
I'm a
he might
potential
not.
customer. Is that going against what he would normally do?
It is, but also it's suggestion. To be fair, he does grow cabbages, and he is offering you cabbages.
I mean, I'll take a cabbage.
I can sell you these. I would say that a silver piece will do you for 3, let's say.
You
Hold-
found around my system. Fuck.
Are you so 3 gold pieces for 1, and then a silver piece for 3 of the same
I
ones?
know that was lettuce, but I think we're not getting low on stock. I might not be able to sell you any of those.
I know. I'm really looking for lettuce, and if you don't have lettuce, I'm afraid I can't buy.
I don't really want to sell you my lettuce. I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure why.
I mean, are you feeling okay? Do you need to lie down for 8 hours, maybe?
That seems like a good idea. Why don't you come back tomorrow?
And he turns around.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
I'll
Wait a minute,
make
and he
a note
turns-
to go back tomorrow.
He turns around.
Wait a minute, did you want to buy some cabbages? You wanted to buy cabbages.
No, definitely lettuce.
All right then.
And he turns back around and sort of hobbles off towards his house. And
I'll
as he
make a
does,
note to come back tomorrow before Pandal does.
You have to wake up earlier than me.
you see him pick up a
I thought Pandal didn't know that 9 a.m. was a time.
He
Yeah.
doesn't. It's not
Which
going to
is
be
the
difficult.
issue. He'll have to learn real quick.
You see Ion pull out a rolled up something, put it in his mouth and light it as he walks back into his house.
That guy hurt my head.
Yeah, he wasn't very useful and didn't sell me drugs, which is, I mean,
A great
Felix-
thing.
oh, it's not actually. I think you just.
It was really weird. I don't know why he wouldn't sell us.
Does they already have way too much drugs in there?
I mean,
Did you even have anything useful to say?
you didn't roll stealth, so everyone saw you go. You don't want. I mean, the suggestion you can't really
Yeah, I
stealth
know.
that anyway.
I know.
So you go. You don't want.
I'm just playing it like, yeah.
Yeah, Akane like definitely did it, but no one's
I mean,
gonna,
I could have done shadow spell, of course, but
Sure.
but I have
By
the
the way,
suggestion
Yargon-
spell. I know how that spell works.
Yargon, would shadow spell even allow me to, like, when I'm all tied up, gagged, just allowed to misty step or something? Because it doesn't require any verbal,
yeah.
somatic, or thinking components.
No, it still requires material. And yes,
Yeah, but
technically it would.
Step doesn't.
Yeah,
though.
but Misty Step doesn't have a material component.
Misty Step's just verbal. Yes, it would. That's the point
Oh,
of
Yeah, it's
it.
verbal.
That's
Nice.
like it's that and stealth. It's one of the more powerful ones for
Yeah.
exactly that reason.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
was
good
just
for
wondering
it's
that the
good for
other
more.
day.
It's a great spell for. It's a great meta magic for intrigue-based campaigns where you
And-
don't want to
When
fight.
get captured.
Where you don't want to fight, but you want to be able to, like, for example, the greatest example of an intrigue campaign I heard was one where the city that the players are in is controlled by a golden dragon.
Oh,
Anyway.
Yeah, so they don't want to fight.
Right, so we got nothing useful out of him. We don't even know where youths congregate, and he definitely sells weed to youths.
yeah, just not
Yeah.
to you.
How about we
He
just follow
definitely
him when he
sells
leaves?
weed to youths. Have you guys never heard of a stakeout before?
Yeah, that's kind of.
yeah, we could do that. But I
Just
wonder why he
follow him.
won't sell drugs to me, Akane.
Ah, I haven't
We
done
already
that.
have way too much
Doesn't
choice
trust
anyway.
you. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
can I
you don't
decide-
need
Will
more
Reed,
drugs. You have a
wasn't it?
problem, Pandal.
Can you stop assuming things about my life, Felix? I am a perfectly stable halfling.
Who's trying
Can
to
I,
resurrect his
can I
dead
insight
wife.
that?
What?
You can certainly try. Don't think it's
an
needed.
insight then.
What did you say, Felix?
Fine.
Hang on, what?
Oh, no, he'll repeat it for you before I kill him. What did you
No,
just say?
no killing.
Sauriv,
Please don't kill
by
Felix.
proxy insulting my wife, and I'm not going to stand for that.
Dude, I wasn't
You gotta take
talking
that
ill
back.
about your wife. To be honest, I sympathize
about
with
it,
you
yeah.
on that one, and I'd be willing to help. Just please, stop doing the drugs. We're on a job. I say, that's all I want. Is
I was
to not
actually going
worry
to
about...
save it for later, because I'm
Okay.
professional, and we have a cult to stop. But that man was
Professional?
entirely useless
Okay,
at stopping the
okay,
cult
here,
and
here,
giving me activities in my free time, which is very upsetting.
Here, you want... Let's make a deal. You and me. You don't do any drugs until we get this cult done. I'll buy you a whole 10 platinums worth of drugs. Deal?
That is an absolutely fantastic deal. I'm gonna shake on that immediately.
Yeah. Yep.
I just
What
check
have
my
you
head.
done?
Oh my
Got me a
god.
lot of drugs when this mission is over.
God. Okay.
Felix does not feel safe around Pandal if it's not
It's
obvious.
Is addiction a thing in D&D?
Pandal.
It is now.
So you said my name and then didn't say anything else. What the fuck is that about?
You are the example of an addiction in D&D. Right now.
Yeah.
It's for my fix, man. Fuck you. Everyone's trying to stop me.
It's almost like they care for you. What's that about?
Oh, yeah, not used to that. What's that?
So, you stand around, kind of confused as the midday sun begins to rise
I'm
overhead.
gonna actually suggest we try and find a place to stake out this guy's farm, so that way when he inevitably goes to make contact with those youths, because we can all tell he sells to them, we can follow him, or at the very least, me and Sarah can follow him,
That sounds like a fair idea.
I can also
or I
follow
could
him.
just break, or I can just break into his house and see if he has any documents in there about where he is. I say, shrugging my shoulders.
Really
I
think
don't
that he
think
has
you want
documents.
to.
Yeah, you know how much that man smokes. Do you think any of his writing's going to be legible or in like common? It's
No,
not.
Or flux.
Also
like,
flux.
That
none
he
of
can
them.
read.
Yeah, but he just has like papers around.
I mean, I'm
What?
just trying to give like things we can do. You know, I'm not trying to actually.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
no, we
trying
just
to come up
stake
with
out the fucking place. It's not that hard.
Yeah,
Take
it's not
out.
a bad
Okay.
idea.
I mean, the good thing
Oh,
about
speaking
him
of
is
which,
that
Jack,
he...
did you get that? Did you get that whole nausea thing taken care of?
Yeah, but now it's replaced with a headache.
Oh,
Like,
nice day. I bet both of us just kind of glance in the farm's direction.
Fair.
Sure,
Why would you want a steak?
vegetables?
Because People like it's like where you like hide and then watch places.
Huh?
Sauriv,
It's
have
not
you ever
actually
had
snake,
to?
Sauriv.
You've hunted before, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever like watched an animal and watched where it moved and everything, so you can find out where its herd was?
I don't know if
I
they
mean,
the tactics
yeah,
might that
but
be.
that's
That's what we're gonna do with this guy. We're gonna watch him and then track him to his herd. In this case, the youths that buy the drugs from him.
and then you're
We're
gonna kill.
scared. No, that's
I don't intend to kill them.
But that's what you do when you're.
No.
No, we're not doing the final part. We're doing everything up to the final part. Now, if they're the cult, we probably will end up doing the final part, but that's a big if.
Yeah.
You
That's why it's
see,
called a stakeout and not
All
hunting.
right then.
as you guys are
Yeah.
talking,
Okay.
that one cow that was munching on a lettuce, you see it begin to sort of slowly fade away.
It's seeming.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Is that
fade away.
But its muscles don't fade away, just the rest of it.
Wait, what? That's
It's
not
still
seeming.
there, it's still eating. You can
Actually,
only
could
see
be
its
seeming,
muscles,
I
the
guess,
rest of it becomes invisible.
I think the fumes are doing something to us. We should probably stake out at a distance.
I just like look over to Pandal and say, I am terrified what you will do with 10 platinums worth of drugs, but I am a man of my
Are
word.
you all seeing that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I Arcana roll that?
Well, more accurately,
Okay, certainly
we're
try.
not seeing it, and that's the worrying
Don't
thing.
just don't buy this guy's drugs, because that's what these cows are on.
That's what that smithy lady was on too, I bet.
Yeah, can I roll an Arcana to see
You
if I
can
know?
certainly try.
I mean, they seem pretty happy about it, though, is the thing.
You've no idea.
Yes, I get it,
Question
Pandal,
first.
but please just.
I'm not doing any drugs while we're on the mission. That's what we agreed. No,
Here.
I'm just gonna start stepping away from the cow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sort of
At
back
this point, I'm
away
actually
from
going
the
to turn
cow.
over to Sauriv, give him the platinum, and say, "Will you give this to Pandal when all this is over, in case something happens to me? Because I doubt something's going to happen to you, big guy."
That's 100
Okay.
grand worth of drugs. Oh
I mean,
my god.
Don't say that, Felix.
much money.
I mean, I'm not gonna let something happen to you.
Oh, thanks, buddy. We
If
are.
I
Yeah,
can help
me-
it, you'll be.
Me
you'll be
neither.
good.
We're.
Yeah, we stick together. You keep it.
Oh, so I am in the friendship level now. I didn't want to assume.
Or you're in the not letting you die level. I don't know where you want to put that on friendship, but
I mean,
you're doing good so far.
Ah, he's our friend. We killed something together. We're friends.
That is how that
make,
works. That's
I
true.
make these comments about your drug addiction because I'm worried about you, and I'm also worried about my own safety. But also worried about you.
Worried about your own safety must be so boring. Let's go. I'm gonna go find a place to.
I mean, when
stake out.
when the rest of the
Yeah.
family doesn't do it, and you end up being the only one that can, I just shrug.
Okay, where are you looking to stake out? One side of this road, there is sort of the farmhouse surrounded by fields with cows in them. There's a barn a little ways off. And the other side of the road is essentially the wild forest.
Forest.
Somewhere up a tree, upwind, where I can see this guy's front door and the road leading to the town.
Don't
Okay.
you mean down?
Yeah,
No.
downwind. You don't want upwind.
Yeah.
No, downwind is where all the cabbage fumes are gonna hit me.
Yeah, fair point.
And
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
guy's
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna smell me.
Yeah, fair point.
This guy's high out of his
He's a human.
Okay, well,
I mean, I have a passive stealth of 21. I kind of want to just I want to climb up on top of the building myself. Like I just climb up on his farmhouse
Oh my god, that's gonna
and just
couldn't-
like watch him from above there.
you can certainly try.
All right. Oh, I actually have a 22 as my passive stealth now. So stealth to get to approach, and then acrobatics to get up.
Yeah.
19.
Should I also roll stealth to hide in the trees?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then here's the acrobatics. 21 to get up.
Okay.
And do I need to roll another stealth to
Yes, you
see?
do.
Like, alright.
You are actively stealthing.
32.
Okay. So, Felix
Jesus.
manages to sort of shimmy his way up a drain pipe relatively stealthily. And
And then just disappears.
hops up onto the roof. And there's one of the there's a couple of those windows that stick out. I forgot what they're called. Dormer windows. I think that's the word. Is that the word?
Mhm.
And you see that one of them is sort of smashed and has been boarded up somewhat sort of further in, and you just kind of hop inside. And there's just it's kind of like the size of a wardrobe where you can just kind of stand there, and you're basically invisible from all angles. And you can look out over the roof
Mm.
and hear what's going on inside. You get a pretty good place to sort of hide out.
And for the note, the handkerchief is back around my mouth.
Sure.
I don't want to be smelling those damn fumes.
Sarah, you head up a tree nearby, one of the ones just across the road, maybe a little bit in, and bunker down at the top, sort of watching and waiting.
On a second, how far does messages reach?
120 feet.
120 feet. Is she within 120 feet of me?
Sure.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, I'm up a tree somewhere. No.
You're up a tree on the other side of a road. Yeah, probably not. It's quite
Alright.
a big street because there's no reason for it not to be.
I just wanted to ask before I assumed.
Yeah, sure. What's everyone else doing?
Would have been nice, but
How
How far
far
is
the
it
rest
back
if they
to
want to go into the forest? Like, wait
it's-
for them.
So it's about 10-minute walk into town.
How far away is the river?
About 10-minute walk into town, 2 or 3 minutes to cross town, another 2 or 3 minutes down to the river.
Okay, so like quite a distance away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all like close.
Ish.
Yeah, you're looking at like a mile to a mile and a half.
Just chill out in the forest, I guess.
Yeah, I guess forest
Yeah.
is our best bet.
Okay.
Just
So,
like somewhere close to Sarah.
so you guys head out
Close-ish.
into the forest a little ways, sort of behind Sarah. Find a bit of a fallen tree, and you hunker down behind the sort of the roots that stick out, provide a natural barrier. You won't be able to see him, but you will be able to be completely hidden without a stealth roll if you want.
While we're waiting, can I like give the star and then another look over? And see if
Sure. It will make you
something's changed.
It will make you somewhat obvious because it's an extremely bright light.
I try to hide it as much as I can. The light.
Okay. Well, yeah, you can will it to dim actually. So you dim it and pull it out and look it over. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Man, I'm rolling really mediocre.
You don't do well. No.
It's
Yeah.
really difficult to tell. It doesn't look like anything's changed about it.
Has anything changed about me?
Not from what you can see.
Okay.
If it's long enough for like a short rest, I'm gonna try and attune to the little trinkets.
You can absolutely do that. It's about midday, so you guys are going to be waiting for a while if you want to.
Would I have a better result if I do this investigation over a short rest, or?
It's too late now.
Ah.
I mean, it takes like 5-10 minutes to sort of do a proper investigation of it, which is kind of what you're rolling for here, because you can't tell at a glance because it's a white ball of light. It's very difficult to tell. So you take sort of 5-10 minutes, look it over, but you don't really think anything's changed. There's nothing you can tell. Yeah, you can absolutely do that, Coghammer. You guys, it's about sort of 12:30. You don't know how long you'll be waiting. The question is, how long is everyone going to wait?
As long as it takes, I've got my rations on me.
After a couple of hours, I would say, fuck it, I'm going hunting.
Okay, have fun.
I'll
Back
jump
by
to you
sometime.
Yeah, okay, I'm bored as well.
You coming with?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
So,
so I need to keep an eye on you.
the two of you head out into the,
Fine.
yeah, just into the forest to go see what you can find.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, both of you, go ahead and roll me some stealth checks first.
I'm actually not bad at it.
Ah,
18, 22, nice, okay.
Indeed, you're not. Jesus.
I didn't even realise I had proficiency. Well,
Yeah, you managed to sort of disappear into the forest easily enough. Go ahead and roll survival checks then to see what you can pick up tracks on.
24.
24, 10, okay, nice. Sauriv, you managed to sort of find what you think to be sort of a deer, maybe. You see the signs where it looks kind of like some deer have bedded down for the night. You see a few tracks, you follow them a bit. You find sort of a meadow with a number of deer grazing, and the two of you sneak up behind a tree. It doesn't appear as though they've noticed you.
And take a big guy?
There's about
I'll
5 or
give it
6
a go.
deer in there, for the record.
Oh, okay.
They
How
would
close
be.
are
I'd say about 30 feet from you. Closest ones,
Oh,
about 30 to 60, closest to longest. Yeah, you sneak up on them pretty well.
they?
They would
I can
be
take out my
roe deer,
last-
for the record.
Just my rifle.
You take out your rifle, okay.
I'm going to take out 2 javelins,
Alright.
and I'm just going to throw at the 2 closest ones.
Okay. Make your attacks. Jack, are you attacking at the same time?
No, I'm gonna wait until like see what they do.
Okay.
If they survive, I'll shoot.
Okay. So you prepared to shoot. Yeah, go ahead and make your attacks, Sauriv, an advantage because you're stealth.
Actually, I would see Jack has his gun out, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, won't that be a little loud?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to throw 2 javelins.
Go for it.
I
19 and
don't know what my
25.
rage damage is in there.
Yeah, but
Well,
8 and
it should
10
be.
is gonna do it, I believe. Let me just check something. Oh, they do actually have a thing. Yeah, that'll do it with an AC of 13 and 4 hit points.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. It's D8, but it's 4. Maximum of 8 hit points. Yeah, so, Sauriv, you throw forward this javelins, and you both hear this kind of sharp sort of cry of pain from a pair of deer as stuck with javelins and just fall flat. The rest of them immediately begin to scatter, sort of barking out warnings as they do. Because deers bark, it's really weird.
That'll do.
Yep. I guess we're
Quite
done.
happy.
Okay.
Go up. Are they actually dead, or are they still?
They're very dead.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, they were good shots. You get them like you get one of them kind of almost pretty much straight through the heart, and one of them's appears to be kind of just embedded in its chest, and it maybe got like.
through their heart.
Thank you. If you keep singing, I'm gonna have to mute you. And the other one, yeah, it appears that you just sort of hit it straight at the chest, and it did not have long to live.
Okie dokie. I am going to. I suppose I'll just pick the 2 of them up. Take them back to the group. I'm just gonna say, you want to cook them? Where are we gonna cook them?
It's gonna be like warm, but I don't want to eat raw deer.
I don't mind.
Yeah, we know.
For the record, Sauriv, each one of these weighs about 75 pounds. Not that you care, but just, yeah, they weigh about 75 pounds. The bulk is going to be a bit more of an issue. You kind of have to drag them, really. You can't really carry them. Well, you can carry one, you can't really carry both.
I have like at least an extra.
Oh, it's not your carry weight that's the problem, it's just they are as big as you. So to move them both, which you can do absolutely fine, but you are going to have to drag one. It won't slow you down or anything, but you won't actually be able to lift them both. Just because of basically the size of them.
I thought I just really lock them on my shoulders, but oh well. Fair enough.
You'd kind of have to get one over both
so-
shoulders. They're pretty big. Yeah, they appear to be well-fed roe does.
I mean, if you want, we can cut off some of the legs and shit and put those in the bag of holding.
You could probably stuff in the bag of holding easily enough.
I guess.
Yeah, we just need to cook them and like prepare them later. But, yeah, a couple of days.
You want to let it hang for a bit? Ideally.
Probably, yeah. Guess we could butcher them now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna start butchering them.
Okay. So you sit down, you take out like a.
I'm
Do you have a dagger?
also going. I have a dagger. I'm also going to do this, and create 2 javelins
Oh, okay.
from their bones.
Yeah, you can do that.
So you sit down, you pull out a large hunting knife, and you start cutting it into pieces. You get basically 2 deer hide, which with surprising expertise for a large lizardman, suspiciously dexterously. I don't know why they said deft. Dexterously for Sauriv. You manage to
Daft Punk.
skin them. You start cutting into them as if this is something you'd be doing all your life, and you know exactly what you're doing. And yeah, he creates a pair of. Well, you harvest the bones. You can either do it here, or you can go back to the group to actually make the spears. The javelins. That's up to you.
Yeah, I'll just make the javelins well in the group.
Sure. Okay.
I suppose.
So you head back. You create a pair of javelins.
Okay.
Appropriate items. Yeah.
That is the only time I'm ever going to use that ability.
Unless you kill a dragon.
Quite possibly.
Unless I kill a dragon.
No, yeah, then you're gonna be using it.
Eventually, you'll do it, man. I believe in you.
I appreciate that you can make 1 javelin from 1 deer, or 1 javelin from 1 dragon. That's a bit rude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Only 1
That's a
javelin
dragon
from an entire dragon.
It's a big
Not
javelin.
Yeah.
Really big javelin.
That's no javelin, that's a lance.
You can certainly try.
Ballista, I think you mean.
So yeah, you. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, you. The 2 of you hunt a pair of deer. You track them down, cut them to pieces, bring back the bits that you want. Kind of just ditch the bits you don't. And you return to the group after about an hour or so. You sit down for another 2 hours, carve out some javelins.
I'm still up a tree somewhere.
Sarah's up a tree.
I'm just taking a nap. I pulled like my beard over my eyes and put my goggles over it.
Hold it in place.
Nice.
Oh my god.
3 hours pass.
By the way, who has the bag of holding? Because I
have a bag of
thought
holding.
I had it, but I don't.
I don't think I can give that orb another look at this point, right? So soon, I assume.
You can't repeat a test.
Yeah.
You have to
Okay.
change how you're doing it. Just kind of sitting
yeah.
here and trying to figure things out, that's one thing. Were you to take it to, say, the temple you'd been at before, you could make the test again, but not here.
I would first need to find the temple,
Can I
though.
try to look at
You would. Sorry, what, Jack?
Can I try to look at the orb? I don't know what the orb is.
You can certainly try if you like to.
Yeah, sure. I'll let him.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check, Jack. Important question.
Nope.
Not the best.
Oh, look at it.
You rolled just as bad as me.
It appears to be some kind of brightly glowing, slightly irregular, but mostly spherical orb of white light. Yeah.
Wow.
Can't actually see the surface, it glows quite brightly, even at its dimmest setting. It's like trying to look at the surface of a light bulb. It's about an inch across, it's... Yeah.
Does it radiate any heat?
Not at all. Just a bright white light. What... Were you there when these guys talked to Izo the Swift?
Nope.
No, I didn't think... Yeah, I didn't think you were. In that case... No?
I think in the city I wasn't in the city.
No, Izo was at Superdread. Drawing lady.
Yeah.
From
Oh.
Olskirk.
Oh no, I don't think
yeah.
I don't think he was there because that was the time Pandal did about Matthias at the book and Pandal had the revival.
Yeah, it was. Were you there? I don't think you were. I think you were.
Problem.
The others, yeah. In which case, no. You've probably heard that it's a star, but you don't really know anything more past that.
How can I though, like, think of it? Like, concentrate on it and see if it would, like, show me the presence of a temple. That's something I haven't tried.
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check. Just flat.
And... int.
16. You focus on it. You spend a couple of minutes just trying to will it to do anything, but you get no response from it.
Ah, rip.
Yeah. So you all sit there. And you wait. And you wait some more. 4 hours.
Pretty
5
much.
hours. 7 hours.
I'm gonna eat in the meantime, because why not?
8 hours.
Cook
10
together,
hours.
fall asleep.
Night falls. It's, as usual, a black, starless sky. Very dark. Very hard to tell.
We go to bed real early. I can wake up early.
Gets a couple of hours pass. This guy's not done anything. You don't see any movement inside the house. Midnight rolls around. 1 in the morning. 2 in the morning. 3 in the morning. 5 in the morning. 6 in the morning. The sun begins to rise over the horizon. Who didn't sleep?
I didn't.
Me.
I'm gonna need constitution checks from the both of you. Can't say it's
Yeah.
yet, is it? No, unfortunately you both suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
That's disadvantage on everything, right?
Oh god, that's
No,
hard.
it
Ability
is-
checks and ability checks alone.
Not saves or attacks.
That being said, about an hour after the sun comes up, just gonna see if I can see Felix from here. Hold up a rope.
You can just about see him, yeah.
I just hold up a rope to him, start binding myself to the tree. Gonna go to bed.
Okay, you tie yourself to a tree. Go ahead and just out of interest, roll me like an athletics check.
A survival check, maybe?
I'd say it's more athletics because this is about like binding yourself, like tying someone up.
No,
that's
wait.
Disadvantage, is
I
it?
would have slept. I know how. I would have slept because I could have used I could have had Scaly hide in the grass nearby, and Mr. Fluffer's also nearby, watching out for me. Both of them watching out and allow me to sleep because they're familiars. They don't need to sleep, and if they did, I could just put them in their pocket dimensions and they could sleep there safely.
They do need to sleep. But yes, you can. All right.
I'll do that. I'll ask them like to do that for me and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
And I promise them both fancy snacks when we get home.
Sure. They're willing to when you wake up in the morning. They haven't seen a thing.
All right. I put them. Say, all right, you guys can go rest in your pocket dimensions. I don't want you guys to sleep out here in case something bad goes down.
Sure.
I know it's not. I know it's it's like I know it's not nice, but it's safe option.
You dispel them both, and
Yeah.
let them sleep. Sarah, you just about managed to sort of tie yourself to the tree. It's a little awkward and not very comfortable, but you can do it, and you're really quite tired.
Okay. Gonna sleep.
Okay. And you begin to attempt to sleep. What's everyone else doing?
Eating some delicious deer meat.
Are we? I thought we were gonna leave it for a while.
Alright? No.
Yeah, but we're camping here for the night, so probably we'd cook it up
You know
or
what?
something.
At
Yeah,
this
maybe we could
point,
go.
Yeah, good point. Sauriv doesn't have that enough.
does it seem like he uses the attic much? Like, have I heard any movement behind me to indicate he uses the attic?
A little bit. It appears that he came up here at one point. He heard a bit
possible
of
for me-
clunking and then went downstairs again.
Is it possible for me to use my thieves' tool to dislodge one of the window boards and just slip inside?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a just dexterity check with Thieves' Tools proficiency, if you have it.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
18. Not the greatest. It's not the quietest dislodge, but you don't think anyone heard you. So you
Alright.
pull off. It's
I just
not
like take off one because I'm
hard.
not that big of a guy, and then I slip through into the attic.
Sure, you slip through into the attic. You're stood in a room that is full of just sort of stuff. It appears to just kind of be used as a dumping ground for a bunch of stuff. It's an attic. It's full of nonsense. Nothing particular. You see a...
Can I roll an investigation check?
What are you looking for?
Anything that can indicate maybe... I mean, documents primarily, but I'm also looking for...
You're not going to find documents.
Yeah. Let me just think 1 second.
Remember, paper and writing is incredibly difficult
Yeah,
and rare
no.
to deal with. You won't find documents.
Hold on. I'm going to look for weapons.
Okay. Make an investigation check. 16. You don't see anything.
Alright.
It doesn't appear to have anything particularly out of the ordinary. As you look through, the only things you really find appear to be sort of like a scythe in the corner, a pitchfork that's, you know, it's got like, they both got like broken handles. The scythe's kind of chipped and dented, and you know, along the blade, and it looks a lot like it's just kind of some old farming equipment.
Do I hear him moving around downstairs?
Roll perception with advantage because it's hearing.
Yeah. Also, just in case this is important for anything like you're rolling, I have boots of elven kind.
Yeah, sure.
17.
17. You think you can hear the sound of someone making breakfast, maybe? You can hear a kettle whistling.
Fuck it. I'm gonna... Is there a latch to go down the ladder?
There appears to be a trapdoor that's open, and there's a kind of a ladder leading down into a hallway of some kind. You can't really see it. As you head over and you look down, it appears to be a hallway. There's a door on each side and one on the end.
Scanlan, guide me. I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself and slide down.
Oh god.
Okay. You cast invisibility on yourself. Drop down. You're in a room. You're in a hallway. There's the ladder at one end. There's a door off to each side and one at the end. They're all closed.
Can I hear which one has the cooking in it?
It appears to be coming from below you.
Alright, I'm gonna check the closest door to me.
The two on the sides are equidistant.
I'll go with the one on the left.
Okay. You open up the door on the left, and as you look through, it appears to open up into a bedroom of some kind in pristine condition. Doesn't look like it's been touched in a long time, in fact. And it doesn't appear to have any sort of personal items in here, almost as if it's a guest room.
Alright, I'm gonna open the door on the other side.
You sort of gently pull that in two, open the other door. Again, it's a similar situation, but this one appears to be a lot messier and lived in. And you do note a few sort of personal information, personal items. You see a cup that just has a bunch of pieces of straw sticking out of it, all with slightly chewed ends. And you see, you know, like the shirt he was wearing yesterday and trousers and stuff on the floor.
Okay, I'm then gonna go to the door at the end of the hall.
Okay, so you pull out and close, and you slowly open the door to the end of the hall. It appears to be a set of stairs going down.
I'm gonna go down!
Okay. You head downstairs. As you do so, you come into it goes downwards, landing, goes down again. And as it does so, you sort of look around. There appears to be a kind of open plan at the bottom. You see the door that he came through to come into the house on the left, the front door. You see sort of a fireplace against the wall, effectively opposite to the door you just went through. That wall. the one kind of with the ladder leaning against it. You see a sort of a fireplace with a kettle hung over it, and you see a bit of a kitchen, and there's like a couple of chairs and a coffee table, as if that this is kind of his living space.
Mm-hmm. Do I see him?
Yeah, he's at the kitchen making breakfast. Sorry.
Is there any other rooms, or is the first floor just like open?
It appears
all
to be open. It's, as you sort of judge it in your head, it appears to be about the same size as the room above.
And there's
3 rooms above.
nothing to indicate there's a room on like a basement.
You don't see anything that looks like that, no.
See, this is where I no. Yeah, no, I'm gonna play it safe now and leave. I'm gonna retrace my steps, go back out through the window, and just refix the board if I can.
Okay. You make your way back upstairs, pull the board back to, fix it back up. So you can do that easily enough. It's not too difficult, really.
Then I just spell invisibility, and I just kind of like pull down my scarf and start to rub my face a bit, trying to figure out how to.
Were anyone watching, they would see a small sort of cat boy just appear in the window, but no one is.
I'm also really well hidden in the window.
Well. Yeah.
Oh, I have an idea. I'm gonna try and just regroup with the rest of the group first.
Okay, you saw where they went. Go ahead and roll me an athletics and a stealth to climb down and get away without being noticed. Yes,
acrobatics?
Acrobatics, yeah, either will do. And a stealth.
Okay. God almighty. And,
That's
30, okay.
The only thing you can roll above a 10 on is a stealth.
And I also have advantage, because Boots of Elven Kind. Thank God I have advantage.
Doesn't really change anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a second roll anyway.
Yeah, because...
So yeah, it's the 30.
Yeah. As you...
I have advantage on stealth checks because Boots of Elven Kind.
Yeah. So you hop down, kind of niftily following the drain pipe down. Creaks a little, but you don't think anyone heard you. And you sort of sneak over. You saw where they are. You see Sarah just kind of tied up in a tree. And you see the others just a little ways off. Or the thing they're hiding behind, you saw them go behind it. You go around, you see them there. Half asleep on the floor, half just kind of camped there.
Who are the ones awake?
Who are the ones awake?
What time is it?
Pretty early morning. It's about 6 a.m.
Nah.
It's about
Yeah,
half
I'm awake.
6.
I've slept like the whole. Just.
Yeah, Akane will probably be asleep. She was trying to stay up late and then ended up going to bed late or something.
It's about half 6 in the morning, yeah.
Is anyone awake other than Cog?
Nope.
Jack? Sauriv?
I'm just like laying on Sauriv asleep. Or Sauriv is asleep.
Aw, how cute.
Okay.
Hex might have had to get up for a moment.
Yeah. You find a pile...
Oh, sorry, no.
there we go.
No, I'm also asleep.
Yeah. You find a pile of sleeping people.
And Coghammer. And I look over to him, and I look him up and down, and I say, well, thank goodness you're with them. So,
snores a lot.
Yeah. So, you notice anything strange?
Not really. I've been sleeping for most of the time.
Fair enough. They didn't mention anything to you?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, when I woke up, they were already asleep.
Okay. So, staked the place out, nothing happened. Broke in inside, looked around, didn't really see anything that would be useful. I do, however, think we have one more option with this, and I'm going to need Akane's help to take this option.
Okay.
I suggest you wake her up then.
As...
Yeah.
as you're saying this, the faint first few drops of rain begin to fall.
Oh shit! I'm better looking up.
It slowly begins to start raining. Not too heavily, just a gentle rain.
I
Start waking up at this rain. So
yeah, I kind of like wake people up. Guys, oi,
Good morning, Felix.
What time is it?
morning,
Come on.
early. Sauriv, come on, get up. There's meat
What?
Here.
What's going on? What?
I toss him a
Sorry,
ration.
if you don't wake up, you're gonna be eaten by a carrot.
I'm going to give Akane the devil eye.
just grin sheepishly at him.
It's quite something coming from a 7-foot tall lizard with a very large sword still strapped to his back.
Yeah, but I know him long enough, probably.
It's
I
Sauriv.
imagine. Yeah, that's true.
You won't like me forever, angry.
You kill a lot of things when you're angry. You're very good when you're angry.
I try to give him like that same eye back just for like I don't know why. Just like no, I don't. Never mind. I can't even find a good reason why she would do that. Oh like, yeah, it might be fun, but nah.
Sure. You guys look around.
Why are we up? What are we doing? What's
Yeah,
happening?
what's happening?
Everyone but Sarah is with you.
Has he moved? Is he dead? What's happened? Is Sarah
Felix
dead?
goes unconscious and collapses on the floor.
Or Mac is being
Mac is
yeah.
beleaguered. Yeah, by the real
Oh,
life.
sorry.
Yeah.
Muted. Okay, I just like no. Nothing. Come on. I say, shaking you up. Brain. Sorry. I thought that happened. Long story short, nothing happened. I staked out all night. When I wasn't awake, my familiars were 2 of them, so we had double the ears and eyes. And I looked them over, and I even went in the place. Checked everywhere I was aware of out. I didn't see anything like a basement or any secret rooms, and I didn't find anything to indicate that, he's hiding stuff. So
Wait, so you woke us up to tell us that you broke into a drug dealer's house and found nothing, and I was just like, is
I
it good or bad?
intended to wake you up because I wanted to talk to you guys about my second plan. The one that I thought maybe you and Akane would be a bit better with.
What time is it?
Sunrise happened about 10 minutes ago.
I'm
It's
not
about-
better with another few hours.
It looks about quarter to 7.
Yeah, so I'm not better with it for another few hours, but you can tell me anyway.
Alright, but listen. I was thinking... Hey, God's help me. I was thinking we could use alter self on ourselves and appear to look like teenagers and try and go and buy trucks from him and ask him if he knows where the rest of our friends are.
Or I could cast suggestion on him, so you tell us.
I mean, that would also work.
I mean, both can work. That one seemed easy in my mind and was the magic I have on me.
I can't cast that spell, sadly.
You also know they're probably not actually youths, right? The guy who just told us was like, oh yes, youths. They're probably fully grown murderous cult members. And the people he sells drugs to are probably just teenagers he sells drugs to.
Yeah.
How would you check out?
Where was the little girl kidnapped? That was
The river.
Yeah, it was in town, right?
It was she was kidnapped from her room. And I believe
How would you
right,
check out
yeah.
the village a bit?
it was like, I think it was either the night, I think it was the night before? Or it was 2 nights before. I think it
I
was.
thought it was like 3 days ago, because that's the same time that some youths were spotted in the graveyard, right?
No, though it was definitely different times. I think the youth was spotted in the graveyard 3 days ago, and I think her daughter was kidnapped the night before.
Okay, so
Because that was real recent. I know that much. Yeah.
Then youths. Okay.
So should I go to the store and cast some magic on him?
No. Pandal. The 3 nights ago, the youth was spotted. Day passes, nothing happens. Then, basically, last night, not the one that just happened, the one before that, she went missing.
Okay,
Check
so
out the graveyard.
teenagers, then youths, or teenagers, then
Yes,
kidnapping.
in that order.
So, yeah, I think
Have
that's a
you
good
actually
idea.
checked out the graveyard?
Yeah, let's.
It was like by the
better
river,
idea.
wasn't it? And we like went along it, and it was like nothing.
No, you haven't.
I thought it was seen by the river. Well, I'm so confused. I thought
No,
it
the
was-
only thing we've done with the
What?
river is I've thrown you in it.
You walked past it before you knew there was anything up, or any suspicious stuff there. You've not actually been in it at all. You've not even
right.
you've not even
Probably
looked at it.
should
You
know.
just walked past it once.
No, we should probably do that then at some point.
Yeah.
Whoops. I mean, if you really think this guy has valuable information, then I guess, like, you know, give
I
him-
just thought it was an option.
I mean,
be
no,
honest-
it's not an option, but I mean, like, and then but we, as Jack pointed out, we have to go check out the graveyard. We could probably stake that out as well, which is another night. I get the impression that, you know, if the cult's been around a week or whatever, like a couple weeks, every day is kind of starting to matter now. So,
Yeah.
just, you know, old gods or
No,
whatever the fuck.
yeah. Go check it out. See if there's any remains any sign of cult-like activity.
That's fine. It's just, I'm shrug. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to come up with ideas here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
I
doing
can
fine,
cast
but-
suggestion on him. It's no problem.
Why do you want to cast suggestion on him so much?
I mean, I
What
can
ones
suggest he
did they-
tell where they are. It's a good spell.
We're up super early. I doubt he is. We could go to the graveyard now, look around, come back when he's more likely awake. I'd be like, "Oh, hey, it's us again. We said we'd come back yesterday," and then Akane could be like, "Woo, tell us what you know," and then he could tell us what he knows. Or he'll be like, "Oh, you tried to charm me and then kill us," but that's, you know,
Yeah.
alternate possibility.
I think you mean he will try to kill us.
Yeah, he'll try, and then we'll either run away or murder him. Let's hopefully run away.
I can cast for you stealthily.
Yeah, but
Let's
if-
go to the graveyard.
Yeah, let's go.
Are you gonna leave Sarah?
No. Or, well, I am
Wait,
going to mention,
wait
Sarah
for us
kind of
first.
tied herself in a tree back over there. It seems as though she stayed up all night.
Oh,
Well, whatever she's into, man. She should
how
probably
long
be
ago was
here.
this? Maybe we should just let her sleep for a little bit.
She's been sleeping for about half an hour. Tops.
She's
Alright.
been out for about an hour now.
Half an hour tops.
Go to the graveyard, check it out, then go back and get Sarah.
I could stay here, make sure she doesn't get killed by something.
Yeah, but like, what if we need to track people, Sauriv? You know how to like track people, don't you? I'm pretty sure Sarah does as well.
I know how to track them. Animals, people not so much.
Should we just wake
Oh,
her
like,
up?
Could probably
You
do it.
do seem to attract problems, Pandal.
I mean, I do, but I don't know what that has to do with tracking.
Oh, you tracking? Oh, never mind.
What?
I
Felix said no
I
drugs,
literally misheard
Ronnie.
that.
Drugs.
IRL. Oh, too. Sorry, what did
Where's that?
Pandal say?
No drugs. Felix said no drugs. You can't.
I'm not doing drugs.
Sure. But we should really go. But I'll stay with Sarah. Sauriv, you know how to like find people. Go have fun in a graveyard.
Are you sure about it?
Yeah, graveyard just making people sad.
Alright
You
then.
can just try to wake her up. See if she
Yeah,
wants
but if
to
she
come.
only got like half an hour's sleep, she's gonna be all grouchy. And we're gonna be like, well, we woke you up for nothing, but we're gonna go check out our graveyard because that's gonna be a real fun time.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to come?
I mean, should we try? And then if she's gonna go back to sleep
Yeah.
for the day, and then if not, we can just all go on a fun graveyard adventure.
You can at the very least tie her to Sauriv's back and have him carry her, because I don't think he gives two shits either way.
Yeah, that's so uncomfortable.
That'd be fine.
sleeping, though.
Yeah, but if
I
she's
don't-
really tired, she doesn't care.
Yeah, fair point.
We're gonna go
Maybe-
wake up Sarah after long
maybe
deliberation.
maybe she's even into that. I don't know.
So, as you make your way over to the tree, and Felix, you sort of point out where in the tree. She's pretty well hidden. You point out the ropes and where Sarah is. You see her just some ways up in the tree. Sauriv probably, I don't think he even needs to roll to climb trees. Can climb up and pull her down if you want. Or what's the plan?
I'm
Go
gonna.
observe her until she wakes up.
I mean, I just like tap her on the face. I'm gonna cast a mage hand and like go and tap, wake up, shake Sarah awake. Like
Sure.
not so much as she dislodges and falls off because that would be bad.
Sure. So you tap her on the face. Sarah, something taps you on the face.
What?
Oi,
How'd you get up here?
I didn't. Long story. We're going to a graveyard. Want to know if you wanted to come. Find people.
Oh, we're ditching the stakeout already?
It's been like a day and we're all bored.
And I went inside and found nothing.
Oh, yeah, Felix also broken and found nothing.
You'd make terrible hunters. I'm gonna need some rest though, so,
Oi, I literally went into the fucking lion's den, jackass.
that doesn't make you a good hunter, does it?
Why would you hunt lions?
Exactly.
They're easier.
Maybe I'll deal the lions come out.
It's okay, Felix.
Either
Calm
way-
down.
Well, I appreciate the courage. But I did stay up all night, and I'm not doing anything until I've slept.
I mean, do you want to be tied to Sauriv's back? That was another option.
What?
Well, he's like large and
Off and
can
carry you. You're gonna snooze.
Like one of those
Why?
baby carriage things that you put on your back or
We
your
put you on a
stomach.
stretcher.
Like,
You prefer a stretch?
No, I'll just sleep here. I'll meet you at the tavern tonight.
Oh, okay, fine.
Or,
You could
wh-
just
what
go to the
time-
tavern.
What time is it anyway?
Looks to
Like
be about
7 o'clock.
approaching 7. Yeah.
I'll be in the tavern in the afternoon.
Okay. Sleep. Well, tight. Tight makes more sense. You're tied up. That's weird.
I wouldn't want to fall out, would I?
Sleep on the ground?
You are.
Or just
In the
don't.
tavern?
You are
Heels.
slightly damp, and it's slowly getting worse as it is raining.
Fuck, what is this?
It's
Well,
raining.
rain.
I'll go sleep in the tavern. This sucks. Don't want to do this again.
You'd make a
And
terrible hunter.
I'll start untying myself.
Sure.
Got away with it.
I was gonna say that myself, but
You untie yourself and sort of let yourself
You're
down.
so impatient. Oh, a bit of rain. Oh, fuck this.
Yeah, get myself out of this tree.
Yeah, you let yourself down. You sort of hop down both 1 feet.
Yeah, I'll go to the tavern. Okay.
Okay. So you head off
for the day and
ahead of
night.
everyone and head to the tavern to get a room.
Yep.
Okay, it's in my notes somewhere how much a room costs, I think. Where is it? Cuckton Bar. The Upturned Horseshoe, owned by Nike, because that's the only one that you can find. Oh, it doesn't say.
Big money.
I think it was a gold piece, if I'm right.
I think it was, yeah.
That
Yeah,
that
so,
was including breakfast, I believe.
It
No,
was
don't-
a gold
was-
piece for a
was
room
it
for
with
the
breakfast?
night. It does have one breakfast, but it's kind of just a room for the night, and you get breakfast in the morning if you want it.
Sure.
Mhm.
The breakfast
Yep,
is
that's
optional.
fine.
Sure. Okay, so mark down a gold piece, and you sort of head up to your room.
Yep.
Everyone else, you sort of follow Sarah back into town,
Yeah.
and as she turns away to go to the upturned horseshoe, you continue onwards. Head over to the other side of town, towards the cemetery. It's, as typical, got a wall around it, a single gate on one side, although the wall's only maybe 3 foot tall, so bar Pandal, it wouldn't stop anyone. As you look through, you do see a number of sort of mausoleums at one end, and that appear to be pretty ornately done. There's a single monument in the centre, just in the shape, just a spire of black marble in the centre that's carved, and there's a number of headstones around the place, and one section that clearly isn't quite full.
We just have like a general kind of look around.
Yeah.
Well, look if you can see any culty stuff.
Can I do an invest?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check at disadvantage.
Not an investigation. An
Disadvantage?
invest.
Yeah, he's buying stocks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Great.
How much do you want to buy?
4
all of
gravestones,
them.
please.
Oh, okay.
Only 4.
10. Anyone else want to look?
Oh yes, I would
Yeah.
also look around.
Yeah, just want to kind of.
I am just
Dis-
going to assist.
Disadvantage for
I-
everyone. I'm gonna say you can't because
Why?
you need to be at
Oh.
disadvantage, effectively.
Okay.
So
well,
disadvantage
I'm just gonna
investigation
roll then.
checks.
I'm gonna like sit on the bench for a while and then ritual cast detect magic, then have a stroll cemetery.
Okay.
20.
Slightly different. Felix and Pandal. Okay, Sauriv, Jack. Neither of you really see anything. And Akane. Sauriv, Jack, and Akane. The three of you, as you're looking around, sort of trying to be somewhat respectful, not actually walk on graves, following the paths. You don't see anything out of the unusual. There's a few sort of flowers placed at some of the graves, especially the ones sort of closer to the wall. Definitely the newer graves that are getting a bit soggy and some getting washed away. But it's kind of got that graveyard depressing atmosphere to it, and you kind of look around, you don't really see anything. Pandal and Felix, both of you notice as you are looking past one of the mausoleums, you see a small area inside, hence the disadvantage, where it appears that the rain hasn't quite come, and you do see a single bloodied footprint heading inside.
Of course.
Oh, the great Bloodfoot.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Oi, oi, Sauriv.
Oh,
Like, feet. People have feet. You know how to track people. There's a footprint.
I know how to track feet. I'll
Yep.
track some feet.
It
How-
does
How
appear to
big
be
is it?
it appears to be a boot print, roughly sort of human size, but if you had to guess.
Okay.
And it just goes into the grave.
It's in one of those sort of mausoleums, so it kind of goes
Oh, right.
inside, and where there's it's a small room, and in the centre there appears to be sort of a stone piece with sort of an engraving, a carving more of someone sort of lying on their back with the arms crossed, sort of sarcophagus style, and it goes up to it, and you see half of it sticking out from underneath it.
Oh, good. This is.
Sorry, I'm gonna give it a shove to the side.
To the side, roll a strength check.
I do, yeah.
You
It's not
push
the
on it.
best.
It appears to be made of solid stone. It's not moving.
First of all, I'd like to read the name on this, like a name inscribed on the side.
There's no name on the side.
So it's like nobody's grave.
Do
right.
I, by any chance, with my 20 in investigation, see anything written in Thieves' Cant?
No, nothing in Thieves' Cant.
Hmm.
What's kind of the interior look like? Is there like obvious candelabra where one side like clicks down, or
You are okay. So it's
plain
a
stone? not like decorated or anything.
It is a little bit, but not much. It's a think of it as a square, not square, rectangular room. It's about 10 feet long by about sort of 7.5 feet wide. In the center, there is this kind of like a sort of a coffin, but instead of on like having a top, it's a sort of table, I guess. It's got this figure of this woman lying on her back with the arms crossed over her chest. Up each corner, there's this kind of fake reliefs as if it was like an ancient Greek type pillar carved in, so it's sort of up to the roof, and you see it sort of arches a little bit to kind of keep that sort of essence going. That appears to be it. The walls are plain, complete, just smooth stone.
This ain't shifting.
It's like on the floor. Is there like any dust or?
There's a little bit of dirt here and there, sort of day-to-day dirt. Nothing particularly much, and it doesn't look as though any of it's been disturbed.
In a mausoleum, right?
Well, it's the kind of a bit of dust, and it's outside. It's open to the outside, so anything that's blown in.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's true.
It's nothing. There's nothing out of the ordinary, and it looks like it hasn't been disturbed by a large moving slab of stone or anything like that.
Okay, there's no like big obvious like push track where it's like pushed
Is
out.
there any loose items, like, or any sign of people?
Nothing. Exactly what I described and nothing else.
Do I find anything magical?
You walk through the graveyards. You do see that the monument in the center appears to be sort of slightly enchanted. And as you approach it, you do see that the names on it, whichever one you look at, they kind of just glow gently so that you can actually see them, because they're just carved into the black marble. But other than that, nothing.
Well, a bloody footprint. Bloody weird.
Half a blooded footprint.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it looks like there's something under there, but there's like not that we can move manually.
Well, you can't move it sideways.
Have you tried pushing it like forwards, like that way?
Sorry, can you lift it like up into the air?
I'll try Pandals first, then I'll try that. Just try and push it forward rather than sideways.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Just shimmy it around.
You shove it, and it feels as if there's nothing holding it there, but it's just incredibly heavy, and you don't think you can push it.
Do I see like everyone in the one place?
Yeah, you see them all.
I'll head to that place and get inside.
Sure. Dude, it's not quite crowded with everyone in here.
You guys found anything?
Not yet.
Yes,
What are the bloody footprints?
trail of footprints.
Yeah, except that.
Oh. Can I roll an investigation check to see if there's like a button anywhere or a lever or something?
You can certainly try. You don't see anything out of the ordinary, other than the footprint.
Sauriv, have you tried pulling it upwards or something?
So I guess I could try. It felt like that might have moved, maybe, but it's bloody heavy. I don't know.
A cult with a strength requirement, that might be a problem to integrate.
No, right.
For you.
Can I roll an investigation to see if I notice anything like in the mausoleum itself being off, like some sort of like
Yeah, go for it.
like any
Okay.
disadvantage or anything?
No, not this time. The disadvantage was because you were looking for a set of bloody footprints and it's raining.
12. God damn it.
12. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Ooh, can I like knock on some stuff and listen to see if I can hear if it's hollow somewhere?
Sure.
That's a good shout.
Go ahead and roll me a... Yeah, I'd say actually roll perception. That'll
Hey.
do it.
Wow.
Whereabouts are you knocking?
around the central thing on the walls and the
Okay.
pillar.
You knock on some of the pillars, you knock on the walls, they sound as solid as you'd expect. You knock on the central thing, you sort of knock on the top, sounds solid. On the side, sounds solid. You knock right at the base, right next to the footprint, and it sounds as if you're knocking on the underside of a very large thing. You think there might be a hollow space underneath it.
Okay, so something here. Can I roll an investigation to see if I can find something more to it, like seams or like a hidden handle, or
Yeah, go for
like
it.
see if I can push somewhere, stuff like that.
Go for it. You push and sort of feel around the bottom of it, but you don't get anything.
Okay. Guys, this here is hollow. There must be something here.
From what you can tell, with a nat 20, it appears to be under the entire thing.
Oh,
See if there's
oh,
any-
it's under the entire thing. It sounds like.
Or at least most of it, yeah. Yes, Jack.
Which way does the footprint go? In or out?
It appears to be going in.
I'm gonna try to just see if I can find any. If there's any statues and stuff like that, see if I can find any hidden.
By the way, that bloody footprint, is it like a perfect line on half, or is it just like, yeah, he just stepped in a small puddle of blood and it's like it wasn't on the rest of his shoe?
It more like the second.
So it's
Okay.
it's not like a very deliberately planted footprint. Like,
No, it does not look
Roll
deliberate.
perception to see if I can
perception.
find any small button.
Go for it.
18. Sorry, I forgot to.
18. So what exactly are you looking for?
Any small button, just drag my hand across any statues and then try to go outside and see if I can find any levers or hidden buttons.
Sure, okay. Yeah, you sort of also have a bit of a feel around, and you step outside, and you do notice, you don't see any buttons, but you do notice a crescent moon above the tomb, the mausoleum, sort of carved into it.
And what 2 days,
Crescent
3
moon
days
is
ago,
shattered.
what was the moon's?
It appeared. It would have been, let's say, a waxing gibbous moon. Although it's kind of shattered, so it's actually, you don't really get phases of the moon quite the same. They were sort of a bit iffy. But, yeah, it does appear to be more of sort of representation. It's got like the face on it and everything. More than like the actual, more than the actual, what's the word?
has a sticky note attached to it that says cheese.
Yeah, I just pointed out to everyone. I was like,
representative. That's it.
something. Can I actually reach it and try to push it?
You can reach it. Yeah, go. You reach up and you sort of you feel across it and you try and go ahead and make a strength check.
Conk. Shit.
Pushes the mausoleum over.
As you push it, the entire thing turns out to be made of cardboard.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You push into it. It doesn't appear to be giving. It feels just like solid stone.
Right, I'm gonna try this again. I'm going to.
A crowbar if you want to use that to do something.
That'd be useful.
Gives rid of my crowbar.
Alright.
Crowbar gives you an advantage on a strength check, basically, right?
Yeah,
So-
to lever or something.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like if you're using it as leverage, it gives you advantage. I believe.
Yeah. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and push the crowbar under the mausoleum if I can.
Under the mausoleum or under the let's just call it
Under the
sarcophagus.
fucking graveyard.
Opens up the entire graveyard.
Under the tomb thingy.
Give me enough leverage and I'll move.
Okay.
the earth.
I guess.
Go ahead and roll me a strength check, because you'll need to try and slightly lift it up a bit and just flat to get it in there. 14. It's not too difficult. You do manage to sort of get it a bit under there, and you can now definitely see the sort of seam. There's just the black seam, but the floor does not appear to continue on under it. There's not enough light going in to tell.
Spy a Sauriv. I want to say, Sauriv, he's our man. If he can't lift it, we're fucked.
Okay, so strength with advantage.
Did it rhyme? I'd say that's worth half
Needed
half
that.
inspiration.
Where are you? How are you trying to lift this?
Just trying to.
Lift it
How do you want to
upwards,
do it?
push it backwards,
How do you want to do
move it
this?
sideways, rotate it.
We
What,
defeated the door.
I'm just trying to lift it upwards and then grab it.
okay.
Yeah.
As you sort of lever it, you can feel that it shunts backwards slightly away from you, and then sort of grinds across the something and stops. It won't go upwards anymore. It's gone back a little, like an inch or so. And you can now see this sort of inch gap. You see what appears to be a step down.
Alright then. Trying this instead. I'm just gonna give it a big old shove.
Can I have like a look at the way it's moving to see if there's a certain direction he needs to be pushing it in?
Sure. I mean, yeah. Go ahead and just roll an investigation, I guess. Yeah, it appears that it sort of ground as he was trying to lift it up, and if it might want to be just pushed back.
Oh yeah, I'll just. You wanna try it this way?
Yeah, alright then. I'm gonna do that. And
If only he didn't roll at 7 before.
Yep. Go ahead and roll a strength
Yeah.
check then, Sauriv. 14.
Hey, double his last roll. for
What is
that direction.
what's the thing with inspiration?
D8.
1d8.
Van D8.
Thought you do that.
There we go.
That puts up to what, a 22?
Indeed.
It takes a bit of doing, but as you shove it backwards, you can feel something of clunk, clunk, clunk as it backwards, and it's almost as if you're working against some mechanism as you push it backwards, and you shove it back into a wall, and it stops.
Hey man, who
Know
says
your
brute
puzzles.
force? Who
You
says brute force can't win from
you
thinking?
appear to have uncovered a stairwell going down.
We see the more bloody footprints, or
You do see more bloody footprints, both shoes.
I feel like we should get Sarah for this, but she's sleeping.
Ah, bloody footprints.
Do we want her? I mean, she's pretty tired.
Yeah, but like, if we have to like murder some people down here, or they try and murder us, I'd rather, you know.
Well, we just murder them back.
Yeah, but if Sarah's here, then she can help murder them back, and it'll be like a team exercise, you know.
Kind of with Pandal on this one.
I also don't want Gav to be out for the entire session.
Trying to bring Gavin into the dungeon we're clearly going into.
But it's so nice and silent.
Oh my god.
Don't be
Not with you, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Anyway,
And I cast Sending to wake someone up.
yes, sure.
Sick, I'm gonna cast Sending.
Okay, what do you say?
Gold.
Can you send an air raid alarm?
I can just make that sound. I'm gonna make that sound at the
I
end.
will say that you can effectively send an air raid alarm if you want to.
Well, first I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna say, oi oi, we're in the graveyard, found a cult, and the rest of the words are gonna be as much air raid siren as I can put into the 25 word limit.
That's what, 10 words? Okay, so
Yeah, so 15
Sarah,
words of air raid.
Sarah, you are suddenly woken from your sleep by Pandal speaking in your mind. You hear that, and then suddenly just the sound of that I'm not going to make because I live in a
Doesn't it
house with
happen?
other people. With this sort of extremely loud, obnoxious sound that goes on for just about a moment or so, and then cuts off.
I'm not gonna respond. I'm just gonna get up and start walking towards the graveyard.
It's a shame it isn't a 140 character limit.
Yeah, tweeting.
Yeah.
She didn't respond. I think she might be dead. Maybe she's already down there. Maybe the cult got her first.
Let's go.
We shall go to the tavern.
Oh, we could
If
go
she's
back.
down there, then we must find her.
Oh yeah, we should, but like,
We need to save her immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, she could wait. She's tough. I would like to make sure she's not actually down there. Whatever. We're going.
Okay. Let's go.
So you heading into the graveyard? You guys heading?
Yeah, we're heading in.
No, we're already in the graveyard. We're just heading down.
Graveyard.
Graveyard B1.
Actually,
Okay.
I'm gonna wait a bit so Sarah knows where we are. Like, how long would it take to get from the tavern to the graveyard? Like a minute.
It'll take 2 or 3, but yeah.
So yeah, we'll
To
wait
get
for 2 or 3 minutes if she shows up, and if she doesn't, we'll just go on without her.
Gav, that's not going to work, especially as you are on the edge of town.
Is he
God
trying to
damn
stealth?
No,
Sassy things.
Trying to smoke weed?
just wanted to
Who
start
knows?
walking and scream.
Wants to scream when there's no one around, so that's the first thing you hear. But that's not how the spell works.
It's the first 25 words. Alright.
It is mental.
Yeah, you could just
I
think
know.
it. Surely,
Yeah,
shouldn't you
man.
just think a scream.
I know, it's
I'll
mental,
scream
isn't it?
mentally.
Oh no, she's
Screaming
awake.
internally.
No,
don't
she's
think
being
she's
tortured. We need to go now.
Pandal, for a
Wait.
moment, you can't hear them, as all you can hear in your mind is the screaming of Sarah.
Hello.
I lied. She's definitely awake, and she's probably coming. And if I die, don't let me die.
I won't let you die. Don't
A few,
worry.
a few moments
You may have to
later,
kill Sarah in the process.
a few moments
Oh,
later,
I'll
a
try not to.
tired-looking Sarah walks around the corner. Sees you guys pretty much just standing by a mausoleum, all crowded up inside, and heads on over.
Hi, nice of you to deafen us. Let's go.
Give me just a second, guys.
So with
Can
that,
we actually take a break around now?
I was literally about to do that. As you
Nice.
guys,
Oh well then.
yeah, I was going to just cut to black as you guys walk into the darkness. But fine,
Well,
ruin
I've
it
cast
for me.
light on my rig, so it's...
I see
Yeah.
how it is.
Fade to white. Do it.
Okay, so as the light comes up, it begins to slowly blind all of you. You all take the blinded condition, and we're going for a break. But no, as you you start to make your way down into the down the steps into the unknown, following this trail of blood.
Fuck was that?
And with that, that's where we're
That sounded
gonna
like a howitzer.
take our break, and we'll be back in the bit that
You
you
know what?
click
That
next.
sounds fair.